Wow. 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 Well, what I thought would happen happened. I fucked up. I missed one deadline, and apparently now I don't care about deadlines. It is Monday, and before I was doing every Saturday. But in this video, I have not done anything with yet. The thing is, I know no one cares. Well, no one really cares, But I'm trying to be very consistent. This is something I just got it. My skin is so freaking dry. I feel like shit. This is something that I promised myself. I need a haircut. And that people financially backed. I refuse to let those people down, even though I'm late on videos. Like, they backed with the intention of helping me fulfill my dream, and it feels kind of silly to make walking videos for 5 people that watch them, but I'm also trying to grow this into something much larger and document the entirety of it, and that's where this is important to me. It's not important to get 5 views on a random walking video. Eye boogers. That's not really important. What's really important is at the end of my quest for the Camino, I have the entire thing. Because for me, this isn't something that just fell out of the sky. And I wasn't there to provide what led up to it. When I was putting together the video to bring the idea to you, I was having a hard time with showing videos that led up to this point, because every now and then I would take random videos of random things, but I did not do a good job documenting what I was going through in any way. It just happened, and why would I? Realistically, it's not something a normal person thinks of. Learning from that, I know for a fact that I'm going to want to make something out of doing the Camino, videos and all these other things. Very important to bring you with me from me pitching the idea to me doing it. With a lot of things, we have human envy. Maybe envy is not the right word, but we see the result of, oh, Cody did the Camino, but we don't see what went into that. Unfortunately, the weather's been winter in the Berkshires, so we haven't upped the level. And right now my struggle has not been with walking. It's kind of been with finding time to walk, sure, but when we start pushing it, we're going to go through many things together. And that's what I want to be sharing. My message has been from the beginning of this thing that I'm good enough, you're good enough, we're all good enough, and we all need challenges in life to recognize that. We need to beat our challenges to feel like that. I'm just over the ice, and I think again we're over the icy weather. I'm still hoping for my goal of next week before we start doing other routes and things. And when we do, that's when we're gonna struggle together. But I'm looking forward to it. However, today I'm feeling pretty. The first thing is coffee. Oh God, I feel like baloney. How amazing! I hope we're here. Although I did just hear that potentially this week we're getting another storm. I don't think I should have wore a coat today. Last week, went on a walk and it was sunny and bright and blue and really nice. Today, it's the same thing, but it's warm too. I woke up today and was like thinking I think I have to go to the grocery store, and I was like, wait, I think it's the sun. I don't know why. It just makes me want to cook and daydream about cooking. I really like with cooking how you could like take a mental vacation somewhere based on what you cook. Here's the lake, drained into the mud. Oh, I hope we don't get snow. Nice poop. Oh yeah, St. Patrick's Day is coming up too. I don't like corned beef and cabbage, but I like corned beef. When I was younger, there was a restaurant, Halpin's, that I used to go to all the time. When I was younger, not a kid. I used to like to go there to eat and drink, and they had Irish nachos, and it was waffle fries with nacho cheese and big old globs of corned beef. Those flavors together are magical. So for St. Patrick's Day, that's what I like to cook. Just because. I wish I had more time when I went to Ireland. I definitely want to go again, but it's hard because now I'm broke. Wow! Like that's the only reason, pretty much. I got to explore Dublin for one day. It was really cool, but you've probably heard this story before, but I'll tell you again. So, hello, and welcome to Spain. I haven't talked to you in a while, or given any update, because when I got here, I got destructive food poisoning, and it still got me fucked up to the point where the hotel I was at, I was desperately trying to book for another night. Got TV. I was desperately trying to book for another night because I did so much damage to that bathroom out of every and any hole on my body, which left me with nothing inside. And that first 24 hours was like, could not do a damn thing. I couldn't even call reception. I couldn't do anything. Finally, when I messaged reception, because they didn't have a phone in the hotel room, I thought, until I messaged them on booking.com, and they called the phone at like 6 o'clock in the morning. And then I was like, oh shit, There's a phone. It was hidden behind the TV. Not going to find that when I'm dying in the bathroom. But I did so much freaking damage to that bathroom. Not really, but I think house cleaners or whatever, however you want to word that, they shouldn't have to clean shit like that. That's not well, shit too, but they shouldn't have to clean that stuff. I was just desperately trying for more time to clean up after myself in sleep for the entire day. I got the cleaning done, but they told me, hey, we have no more rooms. So, I mean, it's a whole thing. I can tell you more about it in the future for anyone who cares. In the future. I got like deadly food poisoning. I got here yesterday, and yesterday was completely lost too. I couldn't do anything yesterday. Today I'm feeling a little better. I missed my flight to where I'm going. To Ireland. I have one more place I'm going, and I missed the flight because on the day that I was really sick, I was supposed to leave at 3 o'clock in the morning to go to the airport. And I couldn't even put my clothes on. Literally. I got just, you know. So I was desperately trying to postpone. I'm trying to figure out like the best method to rest my body to potentially give customer service for that airline is closed on the weekend. So I can't even fix that problem and try to get my new ticket. I had to buy a whole new ticket because I couldn't even cancel the one I had. They wouldn't connect me with the service desk. Oh my God, I look terrible. Well, I feel terrible too, so it's no problem. I'm not exaggerating when I tell you that was the most sick I have ever been in my life for the longest. Well, no, it wasn't long because I wasn't throwing up for a week straight. Hopefully. Your body is incredible. Every half an hour, it was a 1-2 punch. Out the mouth, out the ass. Half an hour later, out the mouth, out the ass. Like, it woke me up every half an hour during the night. I'm shocked I got any of those sleeps. It got to a certain point where I stopped trying. And I was sleeping on the bathroom floor. My body would fluctuate hot and cold. It felt like withdrawal. But no, just eating really terrible food, I guess. I don't know. I can't think of anything else it could have been. I literally, the day that it happened, I only ate that one thing. And when I started purging my system, it was only that one thing. So, yeah, kind of gross video. I don't care. I thought for a minute that I almost fell off. I did fall off the cliff. I almost freaking croaked when that happened. I recorded a video. I thought for a minute, hey, while I'm dying on this bathroom floor, I should record it, but it was aggressive. Love you, bye. And I was supposed to be in Spain for, I think it was 2 days and 1 night. And then I was going to Ireland for like a week. It freaking ruined that. It ruined it. It completely ruined it. I was laying on the bathroom floor for the whole freaking day, the whole night. Everything came out every way. Yes, this is disgusting. I was clinging to life, or at least clinging to hydration, and it really sucked to be alone in that moment. I needed something like Gatorade, water. I had nothing and no one to help. I couldn't find the phone in my hotel room. It was hidden behind the TV for some reason. I messaged them on Booking And they called me like the next morning. That's when I heard the phone. I was like, why would you put it behind the TV? But I asked them if they could help, like run to the store for me or whatever. It didn't happen. I had to do it while I was holding vomit and shit into my body. Literally, I couldn't do it the first 2 days. I went to the store. It was pretty close, so I walked over there and got blue Gatorade and crackers or something. Fruit. Got like an apple, a huge, I might even have a picture of it. If I do, I'll attach it.
Wow.
But I had spent so much time just being sick in a way I had never been sick in my life. It took all of my energy, attention, and on that third day, I had to clean. Let's just say that. It's the only way I could word it without being too graphic. And pack. Then, I think checkout was 10. And I had booked another hotel near the airport. Nothing fancy. I just needed to go somewhere. And I was in downtown Madrid. There's no point staying there. Went near the airport. I waited all day in a tiny ass lobby to check in. Surrounded by people. Was still like incredibly sick. And I stayed there at that hotel until I felt like I could fly on a plane. And I've never thrown up on a plane. And I never want to. Because what do you do with the bag? Put it back? You put it back behind the seat? So, my time in Spain got traded for the time in Ireland. By the time I went to Ireland, I got there in the morning. I had that whole day. Slept there at night. Woke up the next morning. Spent maybe till lunchtime there. Went back to the airport and left. The real kicker, I don't know if it's a kicker. I went to Ireland because I wanted a real Guinness right from the tap room. And I wanted to take that tour. But because I was sick, I did not want to put any alcohol in. And I was barely putting any solid food in. And I realized my perception of Spain got kind of tainted by being sick. It ruined my time there to the point where I don't even feel like I would ever go back. There's an illogical link in my brain of being super sick in Spain. It's just, that's the connection my brain makes. And I was like, I don't want this for Ireland. I want to come back here and do this when I feel good. So I stayed in my hotel room and just rested. I really love that reading light too, by the way. I think that's really cool. But this room is really, really interesting to me. They're dorms, like student life ordeal, which I had no idea about when I booked it. Which I did. kind of. Like, it was really cheap. Everyone's young, and I'm not. So that feels weird. I'm pretty sure it used to be some sort of nursing home. It's a relatively small room within a massive complex of different dorms, and but the thing that gives it away to me, wow, that looks like shit, is my wheelchair bathroom. I put that down, by the way. I took a shower sitting down. But I mean, so let me move my feet. So funny. Well, not funny, but just interesting, I guess. Well, I don't know. I guess I'll talk to you in the U.S. My hotel room was a dorm, by the way, with a bigger bathroom than the bedroom. I had like a stick handicap bathroom. It just was really interesting to me, but my favorite part about that was a built-in shower chair. Just sitting there taking a shower. It was awesome. Hopefully someday. Freaking rock stuck in my shoe. I'll be able to finish that trip as I intended. I will say something really weird to me, and I don't know if it was the day that I was leaving or if it's a normal Dublin airport thing. In the US, we have all the check-in desks for the different airlines, and you walk into the airport and you're like, okay, Delta. So you look up the aisle and maybe you have American Airlines, Spirit, Southwest, Delta, like 3 or 4 desks for every airline. At the Dublin airport, they were like, here's our 8 desks. No matter what airline you're flying, you have to go to these. So there was like 1,000 people waiting in line. And they even had a system where when the plane was boarding, they'd call you to the emergency counter and you could leave the line and go stand in like the emergency desk, which only had a line of people for that plane. It was very bizarre to me, very hectic, and when people go to an airport, especially an airport they don't know, and they're like, oh yeah, you show up an hour before your flight. That's my nightmare. I hate that. Because you never know. Maybe the Dublin airport doesn't normally operate this way. Maybe they had to on the day that I went. If I went there an hour before my flight, no way. I wouldn't have made it. Another weird one is the Lisbon airport. Fucking terrible. And I thought it was just me, but I've heard I've read other people say how terrible it is. The first time I was using Lisbon airport, I wasn't even staying in Lisbon. It's just I had a better price flying out of Lisbon airport. The first problem was the layout made absolutely no sense to me. None. I don't know if they were doing construction at that time. I think they are now, but it might be related. I'm not really sure. But it was terrible. The second problem I had was security. They were fucking terrible. I'm sorry that you don't like your job. You don't like foreigners. I don't know exactly what the problem was. But I was having a problem with the little door things wouldn't open when I scanned my ticket. And there was a massive line building up behind me, which got me more anxious and made my brain work less. And I was panicking, and in broken Portuguese, I asked for help. And in English, he said whatever. I don't even remember what he said. And I said, no, I'm having a hard time. My brain is handicapped. I probably wouldn't have worded it that way, but I was just getting like super fucked up. And he said, slowly, well, I'm speaking to you in English. I said, I know. The problem isn't understanding what you're saying. And he said, again, well, I'm speaking to you in English. If you don't want to listen, that's not my problem. And then I said to the guy next to him, sir, can you please help me? And he looked at the original guy. They just looked at each other. And then no one responded to me. I looked at the other guy. Same thing. So now I had 3 customs agents or whatever they were, I'm not sure, security, not helping me. They were just standing there. It was so fucking dumb. It makes me mad just thinking about it. Finally, I seen someone off to the side doing something different. So I exited the line I was in. I went over toward him and I asked him for help, and he helped me. And it's like, what the fuck are we doing? How fucked? You know, TSA is pretty bad. Sometimes they're pretty bad, but I've never had a problem like that. Oh, not to mention the other part of the airport that I hate. Jeez, I'm just full on complaining now. The airport is pretty massive, and they don't tell you nowhere is there information of what gate you need to go to until 1 hour before flight. 1 hour before flight. Let me say that again. So if you're like me and you're anxious and you show up to the airport early just so you know where you're going, and because there's sometimes issues what are you yelling for? Huh. Weirdo. I don't know why they do it that way. I would say that's half a me problem and half of them problem. Maybe it's all me. Moral of the story, I won't fly there again. Even if it saves money. I mean, if it saves $1,000, but if you're talking about $100 or $200, I'd rather fly to Porto. I love Porto, by the way. I don't really care for Lisbon too much. I do, but it's a difficult one to get into. Weirdo.